This the TempahZone Podcast.
All right, now that I'm done talking about my top 5 artists of 2019, I'm going to get to my special guest right now, man. She coming from California, but she's in the building here because this is home for her. So she's out here. I don't know how long you're going to be here for, but that's what I'm talking about. Good you back home. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Grace, a.k.a. Gracieinthegarden in the building.
What up?
How's it going?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Breaking me in, my first podcast official experience.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked, a little bit clammy, but it's good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Keep it rolling. We keep it rolling. Awesome. Yeah. Now, your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Strong, resilient, indigenous.
True.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard what I just said, we talking about that today. All right? So get yourself ready. Listen
Roots.
up. Yeah.
We're going back to the roots,
Yes,
baby.
you going to get informed.
Here
We're going to inform your ass today. I'm just going to let y'all know because I don't think a lot of y'all have the understanding. I don't, and that's why I'm here to ask the questions, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why we're here today.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Open the door.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I got to ask you, I'm not too familiar on Indigenous Rap. I've been, trying to familiarize myself. So who are some of the big names from Indigenous Rap?
The first ones that come to mind is definitely, there's this guy named Superman, hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
Super dope. Beautiful music. He's all about the youth. Is more kind of educational, more cultural.
Yeah.
But the next ones that come to mind, there's not a lot of people that are really big,
Mm-hmm.
But there's a guy named Frank Juan.
Okay.
Again, kind of on the similar wave. He's only a couple years older, like mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Hella talented, has done a lot of big community work.
Yeah.
It's a pretty well-known name in the indigenous community. Led like the climate change march. He was involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Russell Means, his son, Natani Means.
Yeah.
Who's talented as fuck.
That's a dope name.
And he's dope. Like he's not about, it's kind of the theme in the indigenous like hip hop cultures. It's not about the flashy party shit, you know. It's about the culture, it's about the people. It's storytelling, and that's something like in indigenous culture, that's what we've been doing since the dawn of time. That's the only reason we still have traditions to practice today, is because we pass on stories. So we're natural born storytellers, and the rhythm of the drum, the beat, so it's just natural born poets.
That definitely. I've definitely noticed that a lot about like indigenous rap. Like storytelling is very important.
Yes.
Like you can't, there's no straying away from that, because in this day and age with hip hop, storytelling's not becoming that common. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like some of my favorite artists are, that's the way that they do it too. And there's oh my god, I never know if I'm saying his name right, but this guy named Drezus. I don't know, I'm not sure, but he's fucking fire. He's super dope.
I should have brought a pen. I need to write that.
Yo, I have a fat list.
Send me all these
I got
people
a
you're
fat
talking
list.
about.
He does a lot of collabs with an artist named Def I, and he's got really heavy beats. They all very similarly have like an underground sound. There's Princess Nokia. You know who she is, right?
Yeah.
She's indigenous as well. I love her. She kills it.
She good.
She's like big, like Brooklyn Underground or Bronx. Brooklyn or Bronx? I can't remember which one.
I think it's the Bronx. Yeah.
But she's, oh my god, you can't fuck with her, man.
In your face with it. Yeah.
She is so good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I actually just discovered a chick a couple of days ago named T-Rhyme, and she's like barely anybody knows about her, but she is. She's
a problem.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful lyrics and just on it. The beat is so powerful.
That's dope. I think a lot of people, they get, we're realizing here, like, like, if you think that it's like not a lot going on, like there is, like, just because we see all this stuff in the mainstream doesn't mean that there's not things going on. Like, just because we don't see rappers from Turkey popping right now don't mean that there's not a bunch of dope rappers coming out of Turkey who are doing big things. So, I think that's one of those things that people have to realize. All right, and who do you think is the biggest name from this genre? Who would you say is the Jay-Z of this genre? I know it's a big question to ask, but
to be honest, not what comes to mind. You know, that's the thing about this genre is it's so overlooked and not a lot of people know about it. So there's not anybody that is like the big, you know,
like that's
the
guy
big
right
man.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the closest is if you're talking about Jay-Z as far as like the most heard, would probably be Princess Nokia, because she's got the most.
Yeah, I would say
the biggest following out of that. But Snotty Nose Rez Kids too, which I know I sent you.
Like
they've got a pretty decent following. They're dope. But there's just so much music, like what you were just saying, is especially now at this time where we are in our evolution and with the technology that we have, we've never had so much music. We have the most people on the planet we've ever had. Everybody's putting out so much music. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It is. And it's like, I could create my own music just right here. Bam, post it on the internet, you know? It's
they got the apps for it. Like
it's a trip, dog.
There's so many ways to do it out here. Like, there's no excuses if you want to make music. Like, there's so many ways to do it. That's really true. Now, why do you think more people have not gravitated towards this genre yet? What do you think is holding it back from becoming more popular? Now, it might be a simple question, but at the same time, it might not be.
That's a big question. I'll try to keep it condensed.
Yeah.
Because I could talk about this for 5 hours straight.
That's very true.
I think it comes down to 3 things. The first thing is that, you know, in history in school, we're taught one paragraph, and you know we have this very this closed narrative to try to wipe out Indigenous people, like the First Nations of this land, you know. So it's, first of all, people aren't educated at all about it. The second thing is that if they are, they think that everybody lives on reservations and lives in loincloths, is like super old fashioned, or everybody has a casino and is spoiled. And then the third just being that I forgot my point. But
that's fine.
like it's a matter of not having the exposure and being disconnected from that. And it's a shame, because it's incredible. Like, we're still here, and that's the biggest thing that all these artists have to say is like, we're modern just like you. You know? We want and fear and love and all the things the same as you. And that's what people miss. And it's like, people think that we're not here, so they're not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look up Indigenous music, you know? And it's like, there are so many people, there are millions of thriving Indigenous people in this country, but we're overlooked, you know? And it's just it's changing though.
No, definitely. But I think the media has a lot to do with that. Like, you know, a lot of times when I hear about, you know, Indigenous people, they show, like, you know, poor Indigenous people. They don't show, you know, Indigenous people who are thriving out here, and they definitely don't talk about how there's an Indigenous, you know, music out here that's, you know, really thriving.
Incredible.
You know?
I mean, everything. Country, rap, hip-hop, soul, folk music. I mean, any genre. There's a lot of techno. There's a lot of EDM native music, like A Tribe Called Red. They're one of the biggest names. They're probably bigger than any artist that's in the hip-hop industry, actually, as far as Indigenous artists are concerned.
That EDM game is for real.
But A Tribe Called Red is big. Like, they've got millions of followers. They're a big name, and they're hella talented too. But it's cool, because it's like, it's not just music for Indigenous artists that is coming up right now. It's everything. Like, they've got really beautiful, like, high fashion designers, a lot of fucking dope streetwear brands, and just incredible art and jewelry and beauty that's in culture that's coming to life. And I think that's what's so awesome about social media and the internet, is it's surfacing, it's connecting us, and people are like, oh shit, look at this, man, like look at this thing I just started following, and these people creating this content that is just mind-blowing. Like,
you had no idea before, but because of social media right now, we're starting to get more things brought to our attention, you know. We're starting to finally see more of it, so it's really dope. I'm really happy that, like, you know, this stuff's starting to get more out there, because I feel like you know, a lot of stuff just, it's got a, you know, bigger impact than we've expected, you know, because it's easy to say, you know, it doesn't, but I think, you know, overall it's getting out there, you know, bigger, you know, the names are getting bigger, and it's just more spread out, you know.
And I think it's relatable too. I think that the that's what makes it so good is people hear it and it's relatable. And that's the thing about music is it's like you don't have to speak the same language to understand what somebody's feeling because it's a vibration. And vibes don't lie, man.
Yep,
Vibrations do not lie. And it's like when you hear a song in a different language in there, it's sad. You know, you can hear the sadness in your voice connect to it, whether it's angry, it's lovely, it's passionate. It's all the same things, you know? And that's what I think ultimately is going to help us have this connection and be that bridge, and just that music speaks, music connects us and understands.
True, yeah. Eventually, I mean, you would think more people would understand that, but people don't understand just the power of music, just how like I'll be listening to Latin music and I don't gotta know Spanish, like, like I don't gotta know it to like it. I love Bad Bunny, I love Ozuna, like stuff like that. Just shows like language barriers, culture barriers. It's all about the vibe.
It melts away. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Now, what do you think will it take for this genre to get that recognition? What do you think it will take it to that next level? You think it's gonna be like one big name, or you think it's gonna be like a collective of artists who do it big?
Realistically, probably one big name. Like if one of these artists could come out and just get that mainstream spot, then it's gonna open up that window for everybody else to come through, and
Definitely.
shine that spotlight and be like, oh, look at this entire nation of people that we haven't even considered to produce awesome music, and they've been doing it this whole time, But I mean, it's a lot of indigenous rap too is more like conscious rap. So there's people have to be a little more open to that. And I think, we're on that wave anyway, and I think that's where we're going to be going. And it's just it's interesting. It's exciting. It's a very exciting time, and I'm excited to see where everything goes for them.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. Because when it comes to any genre, any like country, any state. Like, all it takes is that one person, Like, it takes, one person to blow up. Then everyone's going to be like, all right, we need to look into what's going on here. Because it can't just be one guy doing it like this or one girl doing it like this, Just have a bunch of people out here doing their thing. Yeah, for real. Yeah. And who would you say is your favorite artist from this genre? If you had to choose one person.
Red Poet Society.
Right, boy.
I've
heard about them.
Dope.
Yeah.
They remind me so much like their sound, like Vinnie Paz from Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yeah. I yes, Vinnie Paz is.
Oh man.
Woo!
That's exactly what they remind me of. Like their songs are so powerful. The lyrics, their rhymes, schemes, everything about them, they are top notch. I love them so much. Everybody should have them in their Spotify list.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're dope, and they talk a lot about youth issues. They have some like more banger songs, but the issues that they talk about and the way that they deliver their message is just so direct and beautiful, and it's also like it's dope to listen to. It's not just like, oh yeah, this conscious guy. It's like, oh, like this beat is dope.
Yeah.
Like I can drive and feel like good to this.
Hell
like,
yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna draw people in is that sound. But then they get you with the lyrics. You're like, oh shit, like he just said some real shit, man. Like,
yeah, he's dropping bars over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
For
to
real.
definitely listen to Red Poet Society more, because I feel like that's like the first, artist from indigenous rap that everyone that I heard about. Yeah, that was like the first one, But it took me a while to realize, Red Poet Society, Red Poet. I didn't know they were indigenous rap.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I think a lot of people, if they're just given this music and not told what it is, they'll like it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just like, like indigenous rap, like, it's like that Christian rap label. Like when something labeled Christian rap.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
no, it's like going to be all this and all that. But I think if you just give it to people, I think they'll just like it, That's definitely something I would just test one day. I might just bump some rappers from this genre and just see if anyone likes it. Yeah. And don't say anything.
No, and that's what I've tried to do that too. And they're like, oh shit, like this is good. And be like, no, then, I feed them a little more carrots. And then I can be like, oh yeah, these guys, blah, 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 And get my secret, sneak them in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's weird too that stigma follows with it, and I understand the label thing, but it's hard. It's a testy subject. I could do a whole podcast and a series of episodes talking about indigenous issues because it's nuts. I search all the time for different podcasts, just people who are having these conversations, and people aren't really having these conversations unless you're in the community. And it's like, we need to bring it outside of the community so people can know, can connect, so we can heal, and so we can share together and have that diversity, because it's beautiful. Like, I would love to see some of these artists collab with bigger artists, you know, like do some dope shit. It'd be dope.
That's what needs to happen. You know, if these, you know, a bigger name artist collabs with someone from this genre and just does it like it's nothing, you know, just makes a dope record. I think that'll be what it takes, you know, and it'll remind people like, yo, like this is just, you know, it's just another type of music, you know. There's nothing to think about it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but we're running out of time, so Grace, I'm glad to have you on. You know, I feel like we really talked about something very important today, something that the people need to know about, and I'm glad you informed everybody what's up. So thank you for that.
Just a messenger. Thank you for having me. For real, I have so many artists. I just want to shout some out real quick. For real.
Let them know.
Check out Defi. Check out Drezus. That's DREV. I'm sorry, no. Scratch that. DREZUS and Def-I, DEF space I. Red Poet Society, Snotty Rose Res Kids. Frank Wan is amazing. Friend of mine too. Love that guy. Natani Means is lit. T Rhyme, 2 for 1. Princess Nokia, of course.
Yes.
And there's so many more. There really is.
Oh yeah.
Explore.
Yes, explore that genre for real. Is there any you want to add anything you want to plug for the people to follow you, reach out?
Yeah, I actually am in the cannabis community, so I love to talk about cannabis. If anybody is interested in networking about that, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Gracieinthegarden. What up? Get at it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. The shirt I'm wearing right now is by an indigenous brand called Reclaim Your Power.
Okay.
They're huge on Instagram, and they've just got a beautiful message and beautiful motive behind.
Designs,
yeah. I mean, there's so many amazing brands out there. So just my page is full of it. You can ask me. I'll send you links on links for every day. So
got the hook up with that.
Yeah, man.
Grace, thank you very much.
Thank you.